I'm waiting for Glenn to tell me let's go. He said it. All right, are you guys ready for Stall Buddies? Put your hands up. Are you guys ready for supply and demand? Put your hands up. There's gonna be a raffle and a Q&A after, and my name's Jen. Blah blah blah. No, I'm just kidding. I asked Glenn for a line read yesterday to tell me what to say as an intro because you really never know what the F I'm gonna say. Hi, Chris. So that was his line read. That's exactly what he sounded with a lot of waving his arms. So the official intro. Let's get right into it. We're gonna see the world premiere of Stall Buddies and also the last screening of Supply and Demand. Let's get right into it. Let's watch the movie. Shout out to Glenn McBride, the real star of the evening, and Bobby J. That's it. You can turn the lights off. I'm done.
Rap attack and track attracted.
Get a round of applause for Glenn McBride Jr. and the entire cast and crew of Stall Buddies, Supply and Demand. And can we have the entire cast and crew of Supply and Demand up on stage with me right now? I promise I might bite, but I'm germaphobe, so I probably won't bite you. Come on up, come on up. The entire cast, Supply and Demand. Keith Leonza as Keith. Well, let's wait till you guys are up here. I'll give you a second. You guys are a little slow. Nah. Roof, roof. That's for K-Dog. Yeah, I'm gonna give just sporadic little nods to K-Dog throughout the night. Roof. Alright. You can thank Glenn for picking me to host this. It's kind of weird. Alright guys, I'll have you lined up. Lined up for photos for Ed. All right, and the entire cast of Supply and Demand. We don't have everyone here. Keith Leonza is not here, playing Keith. We got Kyle Grant as Kyle. Ryan Staten as Sorry, my favorite. DJ Dr. Slim Daddy. Sorry, I choose favorites. I don't know, Sharon's up there too, but hey, Sharon Bay is Mr. Fax. Vaughn Johnson is Agent Williams. Andrew Washington as Andrew Washington. Glenn McBride Jr. as Mr. Hashtag. Brandon Brass as Young Keith. Kyle? Oh, there's Kyle. And we're going to do one more for Kyle because I kind of ran through that. Kyle Grant as Kyle. K-Dog. And yeah, there we go. All right. Alright, we're going to get right into it. If you have a question, I guess you can raise your hand and you can intercept these planned questions. We're going to get right into it now. Tell me about the process of shooting the exotic dancer scene in Supply and Demand with Keith and Kyle. You can just raise your hands. Choose who wants to answer this.
Go get it.
You got it.
You got it.
Who? What's
Okay, here we go.
I'll say one thing. Keith was so uncomfortable, sweating his ass off, but he did it anyway, you know, and he really put his heart into it. He busted his ass too, which is really funny. But it was a great time. Just having this all together, it's always a great time. So I was proud of that man for being brave, stepping up. You know?
As being the agent running in the room at that time and being on set, really seeing him get into the character and the clothing, and like he really went for it. I was like, oh my God! But every time I see it, I laugh because he was really that dedicated to the role.
Mint chocolate.
Yeah, that was actually the first scene I wrote for Supply and Demand. It's actually a web series, so it's not a short film, but it's different episodes together. So that's season 1 of the web series, is Supply and Demand. But it was fun. It wasn't choreographed. The dance, we just like, just go. We were trying to find a song from the dance too. We couldn't, so it was like, just go and just do your thing. So it came out good.
Do you think we could see maybe a repeat of this dance for the question and answer portion? Maybe
not for me.
Reenact it? Special dance portion?
We got Young Keith there. He's up here with his muscle shirt.
All right, so moving on to the next question, to the couch scene with Glenn and Kyle, Keith and Sharon. What was it like shooting that, and how and why was the scene created? You guys can just pass on the mic as you see fit.
This was Glenn's idea. Me finagling the gun with Keith over here, just like, This is all him. You know what I mean? And again, Keith did a wonderful job at taking the abuse. But I'm just Mr. Facts. I'm the bodyguard for Mr. Glenn. Hashtag cut you in fours, or fifths, or ninths. Anybody want to talk? Anybody want to share? Right. Y'all scared.
Filming that scene was hilarious because it was like not real guns. So like trying to like get Glenn to like not have his hand on the trigger, or like trying to make everything like continuity wise, not having the safety on and things like that. So and then like the smoke machine and things like that. It was fun. It was just a small apartment. It was his apartment. So it was really small. It was hot. The AC was really hot.
You really emphasized that, yeah.
It was really hot. It's small and hot. So yeah, it was kind of embarrassing, but we got through it.
Those were my pots that they were banging. Those were my pots.
Hey, we sweat a lot for you people.
It was a good time though.
All right, moving on to my favorite character, DJ Dr. Slim Daddy, which, by the way, I know the character name better than Glenn. Glenn got it mixed up in the notes. But Ryan Staten, who plays DJ Dr. Slim Daddy, a pretty fun, wacky character, remind me of one of my favorite characters of all time, Sir Smoke-A-Lot, from Half-Baked.
Oh yeah.
So, how was this character created? Who is DJ Dr. Slim Daddy? Does he relate to Sir Smoke-A-Lot? Give us the truth, like Andrew Washington might say.
So I have my family in the crowd tonight, and they can attest to that. I have a bunch of characters in my family, and I could have picked from any one of them to be DJ Dr. Slim Daddy. So it was really easy, and Glenn gave me the opportunity to create him. He was on the phone. He was just like, "Bro, I want you to show your comedic side. I want you to just whatever you're gonna do, I support it." And he just gave me the name. He said, just run with it. And I came with the whole costume. Everything was improv. He just allowed me to be myself in a comedic way, and I thank him for that.
All right, next question's for Vaughn. Now, you're a radio host for Street FM, and you're an actor.
Yes,
Shout out Street FM. Now, how did your experience as a radio host influence your acting and your performance?
I mean, I've been on the air now 21 years, and a long time ago we started a TV show, public access Street FM TV, which then kind of led me into wanting to know how films and TV and more things, and I ended up auditioning and meeting with Glenn. And if you leave it to Glenn, he'll have you doing some crazy shit. So the hosting on stage, the being comfortable in front of people and understanding a lot of the details behind the scenes that goes into making a good film is what kind of helps me get onto to set and everything like that.
Yeah, I think if you want to push limits, that's actually one of my final thoughts before I got out of my car on my way driving here. I was like, I like working with Glenn. We have a lot of films that we're planning to do together, and we did this because he pushes me outside my own comfort zone, and I think that we need people like that in life to just expand or keep going, because I could be real lazy and just sit back. I would just sit home eating all the time, but with Glenn exists here, you got to push us.
And the funny thing is, if you know anything about Mr. McBride Jr. over here, he's a very nice, humble, old man driving behind the wheel, very nice, very great guy. And then you open up the script and you're like, wait, where the hell, who wrote this? Why do I have to, who was thinking? Entirely different people. So it is pretty cool to see what he has you set to do on set that day.
Yeah, for sure. Now,
Hold on. I gotta say
DJ
this.
Doctor.
I know everybody, so he is a host, right? Street FM, Stony Brook, catch him 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. The best thing in the night, Monday night, Tuesday morning. But if y'all don't notice that he does look similar to Tupac.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I had to do it.
What are your thoughts on Diddy? Vaughn, what are your thoughts on the Diddy
So he is used
allegations?
to auditioning and going off auditions and things like that. So he's not just a one-dimensional person. He is an actor as well.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love the love.
Thanks for
Love
making
the
me feel
love.
uncomfortable.
All right, so switching gears. This is one's for Keith and Kyle and Glenn, but Keith is not here, so Keith maybe the ghost of Keith. Keith is alive. I can answer for that. Now, you guys all went to high school together, and you wanted to be actors, making films. Did you think that this would actually happen?
No, because I met Kyle at an acting audition in high school, and he's the first black person I met in high school that wanted to do it as a career. So he's the first person in high school I told that I wanted to be a director. I never told anybody else. He was the first person. I think we said, hey, maybe one day work together. Years go by. And I find him on Facebook, like, hey man, I'm directing now. I'm gonna do some movies, and this is our 5th project. So I think we did it.
I'll just add that that was a special moment, and every day on set with Glenn, it's like a family for real. We take care of each other. We always stay on track, but we have the most fun. And I'm just really proud to be standing here to this day, because I'm getting older now, okay? But I'm proud to be here with y'all, with these great people. And thank you, Glenn. Glad I met you. And also, I got the part.
To answer that question for Glenn, I'm gonna answer it for him. Yes, he did know.
He did know.
Yes, he did. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I met Glenn in film school, first day orientation, we just clicked. And if you know Glenn's background, his idols, Eddie Murphy, Robert Townsend, like these great directors. I'm getting a little emotional, but I'm super proud of Glenn. And like to be standing here is like,
Yeah.
he's living out his dreams. I'm a part of it. So it's dope. So thank you, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn's gonna make a lot of dreams come true of his own and others. This is on camera, so we'll go back to this, I guess, in 10 years, see what happened. Follow-up question, what are some of the precious moments that were created while making Supply and Demand for anybody?
I know for me, I'll say real quick, because I feel like I didn't have like a big part in the movie, but I also understand that everybody is a part of making a great film, whether you're there for 2 seconds or 5 minutes. And that was that the first day me and you? Yep. That was the first day me and Ryan met, and I had to slam the trunk on him take after take. And maybe after it was like, after like the 4th take, I was like, you know what? I'm not supposed to like this, but this is pretty cool. Like, can we do this again? And then I just remember like doing that scene, and I was actually on the radio. My brother's in the building. I was on the radio last week, and I was hoping to see other scenes and other parts, because that's the thing about when you're shooting a movie, you don't know what's going to be used from everything that's shot that day. So like to see little clips and things like that, it's like, oh man, it just brings back the memories of a great day, you know?
Yeah.
And friendship, like it said on the film.
Right.
Definitely.
You wanna say something?
Nah, just...
Your precious moments.
So, I'm 30 now. All right. Probably the youngest cast member here. Probably.
Yeah.
Now, I met Glenn when I was about 15, 16 out of church, and that's where it really started for me. And of course, went to college and connected years later, when I said, how do I get into acting? He said, well, come up with a superhero character. I never did it. So I ended up here. I came back, and without auditioning, without any prior experience, Glenn gave me an opportunity. And I'm sure everybody here is the same way, how, a lot of our first films were with Glenn. And I just want to say thank you for that opportunity, because I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you, and not just as a director, but as a brother. I appreciate everything you did. I'm sure the crowd and our castmates up here can say the same exact thing too.
I told him to say that.
It was just fun. We have a great time. We've known each other. I've known, like I said, Kyle since high school. I've known Brand, he was 15. I met Ryan and Sharon the first day at Orientation Film School at Art Institute. And I met Vaughn. Only did one audition in my entire life, and it was for a project for film school. And me and Vaughn had a mutual friend, like, you guys could connect. And we just hit it off. And I said, yo, man, I'm gonna put you in the movie. I guess he was like, yeah, all right. And then I said, I got you. And then we did a school project together, and things have gone better and better for us and stuff like that. So I just love working with these guys, you know what I'm saying? We have a great time. We don't audition, we barely rehearse. I'm like, yo, yeah, I know what to do. We rehearse real quick, and then we just go and, see what happens. And we just have a good time. So the chemistry's there because the friendship's there, so. And I'm passing back to Brian.
Definitely.
So I work for Glenn for free. Like, Glenn calls me, I've done sound stuff, boom, hold the boom, assistant director, whatever Glenn needs. And over the 10 years, Sharon, like all of us standing here, it's 10 plus years of friendship. It's not just about film, it's deeper than that. Like, we talk about families. Like, to see the McBrides here, like, it's like my other mother and father. Like, I know you celebrated a birthday, anniversaries, happy birthday, anniversary. But what Glenn was able to do was bring people from different parts of different lives and just, we're family. That's what we show for each other. Like, we don't get paid for none of this stuff. We're Harlem.
Keep saying it.
We're in Jersey, film events. We don't get paid, but it's just wonderful. From all the dollar pizzas and
Love it.
so it's just to be standing here, even if it's this stage or the Grammys or Oscars or whatever, like this is what you're gonna see. Like no matter how big or small it is, this is what you're gonna see. So I love it.
We're gonna call you Slim Daddy Dollars. Keep track of the financials, Slim Daddy Dollars. All right, my last question, season 2 of Supply and Demand is coming out, hopefully October 2025. What can we expect?
So we shot it. We shot a lot of episodes, stuff like that. So we put together. It gets crazy. More villains pop up. The Keith character keeps doing dumb stuff, and it just kind of spirals out of control. And we have more characters popping up. You know what I'm saying? So season 2 is gonna be great. But before I go, I have to say rest in peace to our brother Jay Skip. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely a great person. He was the one that helped us get the comic book store, the comic book scene, stuff like that. So so much love to his family and everything. So I had to put that in the video, the tribute video. So so that's where there's friendship, stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, season 2 coming soon. Season 2 coming soon.
And thank you for the laugh in the comic book scene.
Yeah.
I thank all the laughs. I count my laughs. All right, any final thoughts from anyone? Want to speak out of turn? Supply and Demand? Before we move on to Stole Buddies?
I would just say thank you. Thank you to everybody for coming. Thank you for the guys and stuff like that. Like I said, we've known each other for years and stuff like that. And we've been a part of projects that other people brought us in that didn't go through. And we had to come together and do our own thing. So we've been successful. We got another movie coming out called Office Madness. It'll be on Amazon, starring myself, Vaughn, Sharon, Kev, Kyle, Beth. So I'm saying that's going to be on Amazon. That's going to be a big thing for us because we shot that movie around and during COVID. So right before COVID, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be special. And also, I also got to thank my brother Andrew Washington for coming as well. He played himself and he did an excellent job. Andrew Washington?
I believed it.
Played himself. And he still did a great job. So yeah. So thank you.
All right, guys, we're gonna move on to Stole Buddies.
Oh.
Before I get the shot. Supply and Demand. The final screening.
John Stockton and Will Chamberlain.
Season 2 coming soon. Will we see any of K-Dog?
All right. Anybody from Stole Buddies can come up as well.
Come on up if you're in Stole Buddies. Sit down if you're not.
Yeah, you say. If you're in Stole Buddies.
You're in Stole Buddies? I got PTSD. I watch it on my private time.
I'm gonna stand next to Glenn because Glenn don't like to talk, but I'm gonna talk for Glenn.
All right.
Glenn, his cast members is like Adam Sandler, like Chris Rock. Like it's like he keeps everybody together. So you're gonna see a lot of the same cast, and that's how we build like a family. So you may switch around.
Would it be okay if these guys go in?
I'm just not paying you. I'm sorry.
All right, guys, squeeze in. We'll introduce the entire cast. This is Stole Buddies world premiere. Of course, we have Glenn McBride Jr.
What's up?
As Dre, Brandon Brass as Mike.
Brandon Brass.
We got Beth Zucker, new to the stage, looking beautiful as Miss Jenna Campbell. And we have Jenna Elise, almost has my name, as Mary, Miss Jenna Campbell's assistant. Kyle Grant is maybe my favorite character, our choose favorite, Orlando. Kevin Martin is French director, Pierre. Sal Salinitri as Stu. Where are Sal? You're not
Sally,
coming up
you
yet.
gotta go work.
Oh, I just saw him. All right. Well, Sal, love you. All right, see you later. Sharon as the dude from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Vaughn Johnson as the stink truck driver. And Rosalie Sosa as
Yeah.
the scared office worker. But
And,
still recognized.
Jimmy Kelly, our producer and cinematographer. Yeah.
Yes.
Harry Potter's gonna go. Yes.
Harry Potter in the building. All right, so easy question, starting off easing right into it without lubricant. How did the whole plot of Stall Buddies originate? Where'd you get this idea from?
Yeah, go ahead.
This actually happened to me at my job in Home Depot. I had to go to the bathroom,
Yeah, boy.
and there was a coworker sitting there to the store next to me, and we're just waiting for. And I'm like, yo, man, look, you can go.
You said that.
Yeah, I'm like, you can go, kid. Just go. And we didn't know each other. We started arguing and stuff like that, back and forth. I'm like, yeah. And I walked away, and I was like, the guy who plays Stu, Sal, he also worked with me in Home Depot. I was like, yo, I got an idea for my next movie, and that's how I got that.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's
Is
what
he here tonight? Are you Home Depot guy? Where are you?
No.
Because we gotta really credit him. You guys get off this. We gotta credit Home Depot guy. Sorry, it's not just Slim Daddy. It's really all about him. All right, moving on. I'm gonna go back to Sharon and Vaughn. Now, you guys obviously shot Supply and Demand. That was about 10 years prior to Stall Buddies. Now, how did the production differ between Supply and Demand and the more recent Stall Buddies?
Oh boy.
Did you advance? Did you regress?
No, I just did what I did what I was told to do. You know what I mean? I just pick a character and I just execute. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Simple.
it's funny that thank you, Glenn, for the opportunity. And thank you for backing me up, even though a certain teacher was like, I couldn't act for crap. I didn't take it. He took it to heart. I didn't take it to heart. He did. What? I'm gonna show him. And he even backed me up with the talent contest.
Talent contest, yeah.
And I hear him in the background. I had a poem called like my EBT card. So when people start snapping, they say, I don't want you to snap. I say swipe, swipe, swipe. So when people start saying swipe, 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 I hear Glenn in the background, yes! Because he was pulling like the talent out of me. So again, Glenn, thank you for the opportunity, and thank everybody else for meeting y'all. So that's it.
Sometimes like I forget that we shot Supply and Demand in 2016, right? Was it 2016? So when Glenn asked me to be, right? It was a while ago, right? So when Glenn asked me to be a part of Stall Buddies, and like I said before, like, I was like, oh yeah, I only got one little scene, I only got one little part, but seeing the setup, seeing the lights where we shot that day, all the production, the sound, I was like, oh, Glenn is the real deal. Like I gotta make sure I do my hair now before I go to the scene. Like this is for real, and that's what it feels like. It feels like you're shooting a real film production, and I've thankfully had an opportunity to be around a couple of different sets. But with Glenn, from that to Stall Buddies, it was like, yeah, he's more professional. Let me make sure. So like I was hoping that I made the cut, that I made my character my little 2 seconds.
A little intimidation. Yeah, you gotta keep people around you intimidated.
How you guys doing tonight? I have a tendency to be a little long-winded. I come from a musical background, but I try to keep it short. First and foremost, you thought I had a French accent? Well, you talking about his French accent? You don't want that one. Let me tell you now. But I just want to say thank you to his parents. You guys raised a really wonderful young man. I met Glenn. Yes, really. You really have. And all of us up here on the stage, we all feel the same way. I would continue to work for Glenn for free. Honestly, and I mean that. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm serious, because he's a beautiful person with vision. And what Glenn gives me as an aspiring actor is something that is invaluable, which is experience. So when Glenn calls me and says, Kevin, I have something for you to do, I'm all for it, because I know I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn. He's going to give me the experience to grow, meet people like this. Again, thank you, Glenn. I met Glenn. I got to tell a story real quick. I told you I have a tendency to be long-winded. I met Glenn a handful of years ago. I'm probably the oldest one on the stage. I'm nearly 70 years old. And I met Glenn at an audition, and neither one of us got the part. But we spent the next hour in the parking lot talking, laughing like I knew Glenn my whole damn life. And we've been friends ever since. And I'm sure everybody up here has a story, something like that for Glenn. What a beautiful spirit. Again, let's put our hands together and celebrate Glenn tonight.
I have the same story, yeah. I too stumbled upon Glenn in a parking lot and then realized we were working on the same film together like 5 minutes later. I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. Oh yeah, I'm working with him. All right, so what was it like shooting in a bathroom stall for 4 shoot days? Who wants to answer that one? Jimmy, going to Jimmy. And producing with bathroom stalls.
Do you guys see how low that shot is? This was me for 6 hours. Which, thank God the bathroom was at least somewhat clean. Thank God it was not after a work day, because that could have been really bad. But there was a lot of shit going on. But anyways, I think it worked really nicely, ironically, because it ended up being a very controlled space. It was very well lit, so we were able to just kind of go in there pretty fast. It took a couple seconds for everybody to get used to, sitting on a toilet and framing that so people didn't notice things. But other than that, it was, it's one of those things where everybody has that film set story where they have this like weird experience where they did one weird thing for a really long time and they're a little bit embarrassed to talk about it. And for all of us, between the 2 shoot days, what is it, 8 hours in a bathroom? It's gotta be like 8 hours in a bathroom. But we got it done. It was really funny, so it all worked out. But during the time, my legs hurt, but everybody did well, and it was good.
And I got something to say. Hi, I'm Beth Brandon, and there's a lot wrong with me, and on the inside. And one of the things that was wrong with me was plantar fasciitis, and I had it fixed at this orthopedic surgeon's building. So when Glenn asked me to, I'm very good at finding locations. Don't ask me why, but I am. It's like a gift. So he asked me if I knew any place in Long Island, and I go to a lot of doctors, and I thought, oh, no, not the knee replacement, the plantar fasciitis. And that's where I thought of the building on, where is it, Merrick Road? In Lynbrook. And I remembered the bathroom. And the bathroom there was black and white tiles and really clean and really big. And I was like, I have the location for Stall Buddies. And thank you. Thank you, I'm very proud of that.
So I am the baby monkey. Now, I think Glenn prepared me years ago, because Glenn always told me, be ready for anything.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know what that meant until, we're gonna start with the story first. And we're never gonna find this video, understand? So, the college one. So, I'm sleeping, and Glenn calls me. Brennan, what are you doing, buddy? What are you up to? I'm sleeping. Do you want to be on set? Absolutely. But there's a catch.
What's the catch?
In my head, I'm like, well, if Hollywood said I had to do it, I have to do it. What's the catch, Len? Well, you need to be on set, and it's November, and I need you to be in a sailor hat and a thong. Sure, let's do it. So I learned from that day, I learned from this day that whenever I'm going on set with Glenn, he's going to have me doing something absolutely stupid that he probably can't ask any other cast member to do. So Glenn, thank you for always taking advantage of that.
He jumped over a lot, so I'm gonna make it quick.
Brandon, was that set? Was that smooth sailing?
No, smooth sailing, get it. He jumped over a lot. So what happened was, we were shooting the movie and the actor dropped out, and we was gonna lose his location. And the scene was, this guy plays a cop, but for some reason he has a sailor hat and a Speedo and nothing else. So the guy drops out, and I'm like, well, let me call Brandon, and Brandon did it, and that movie won Best Comedy of the Year. So, yeah. So you forgot that. So I had to add that. So.
All right, moving on. Back to Beth Zucker. So Beth, you're up for Best Comedy Actress at NYLIF, and Stole Buddies is nominated for Best Comedy Short. What was your process like inventing and behaving as Ms. Jenna Campbell?
Well, you know, I met Glenn and Brandon and Vaughn and Kyle doing Office Madness, which was around 5 years before. And you're the star of it. That's right. I forgot with the beard. Anyway, we had such a good time. We had an interesting director that kind of tortured me for 2 movies. But hanging out with these guys was the icing on the cake. So I learned that I just love them, and I love working with them, and I'm around 10 years older than them, but I come from a world of theater, and where it's very, very strict, and you have to memorize your lines, and there's really no room for improv, very little room. And I come from a world of improv, and Glenn gave me the gift of improv. And he gave me the gift if I read something in the script, he wants you to memorize the script. But if I feel there was something that a girl just would not say, or I think of something funny, he and I can be up all night, just with the Instagram, with messaging back and forth. What if I say this? And what if I say this? And I always get permission from him first, which is great. And then we come to a compromise. And so the process is that he just lets me create. And that's very rare in the directors that I've worked with. And I respect him, and he respects me, and he lets my freak fly. And I'm very grateful to him. And the other ones, I'll just work with them for the rest of my life. And that's it. I believe in these guys with all my heart. I think they're all very talented.
Speaking of shooting with Glenn again, would you guys shoot a whole web series in a bathroom again? Because you know episode 5
we're
needs
not.
shot.
Yeah, we're not done. That's episodes 1 through 4. So we got to do episode 5. I needed a break. I couldn't stay in that bathroom another 8 hours. So I needed a break. But yeah, so we're writing episode 5. We're trying to figure out how the ending is going to happen, stuff like that. How does Stole Buddies against Kyle's character, his evil version of Stole Buddies? How do we go at it? So, but right now I just need a break from that bathroom. So, but we'll come back filming. We still have to finish Pull Out, so that's why I got the beard, and then we'll go back to Stole Buddies. So yeah.
You can use that bathroom outside if you want to do some test shots.
I don't want to be in the bathroom for 8 hours no more. I just want to take a little break.
Can I tell them a secret?
I was always sick. What?
Can I tell them a little secret of the bathroom?
So we have this really anal sound guy. No pun intended. And we would just like sit on the toilet and go for a scene, and then we hear ah! And we hear a scream, and the sound guy was so protective of his microphones, and we're all mic'd while we're doing this. So he was so afraid that the mic pack would fall into the toilet. So they're very, very expensive. So he put planks of wood that covered the toilet. So we're actually on big planks of wood. Just because my daughters are in the audience. So they'll be so humiliated.
No, we still on the plank, and even that sound guy, he's tough, but he makes sure that we get the job done. And when he read the script, he's like, "Yo, bro, I'm not gonna have people just pull down their pants and something." No. That's not how we do it. We're gonna have a plank, and we're gonna shoot it tight. They're gonna set up their pants on and everything. Everything's gonna be cool. He's like, okay. So, but he was a little concerned about that. But the planks work. I think the planks work. You know what I'm saying? So I still have them too in the garage. So.
Now, Kevin Martin plays a pretentious French director. How did you create this character?
From whole cloth. No. I grew up in Springfield Gardens, Queens, and I had a few friends who were from Haiti. And as a kid, I took French in junior high school. I wasn't very good at it. But growing up in the schoolyard with guys from Haiti speaking patois, I just kind of pulled from that experience to try to create the Pierre, and then just my natural BS. Guess that does it.
All right, moving on to Kyle. Orlando, the villain. Who the hell heck is Orlando, and how did you invent him?
Well, okay, so I was having fun, as you can tell on the set, and Glenn let me improv quite a bit, and it just felt great to kind of get like in his way, any which way I could. So he came from a place of a man that is enjoying being an asshole because he has this little bit of power and he's going to use it. So I enjoyed every second of that. And I'm not like that at all. I swear to God. Swear to God. But yeah, it was really fun. It was kind of like just me being silly and me just letting loose.
Yeah, you were a really fun villain. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
I was like, what's he gonna do next? What type of poof kip madness are we gonna get? All right, so now to improving. Vaughn, Sharon, how much was improved? Especially for the Poop Kits commercial, the parody commercial.
Oh yeah, for the commercial, like Glenn gave me some lines, and I was like you were saying before, like I want to be on the lines, and then when I was looking around and seeing how serious of a production this is, I was like, man, I have to be funny. So I was just trying to think of, like you said, I was thinking about my uncle and when he used to pick on me and all the things that me and my brother, all the stupid shit that we say back at the house. So I was just trying to be funny, and I hope it worked. Like.
Yeah. You got laughs on the BTS. Because I watch my BTS and then I see who gets the laughs. Sharon got laughs.
Oh boy,
You got laughs.
the Star Buddies thing was very impressive. I didn't know what to say, and just Glenn told me just use your Brooklyn accent. You know what I mean? So just be full Brooklyn.
Like, I don't mean to take it from you, but like the whole thing to improv is you have to be comfortable and being on set and the director allowing you to go ahead and make your mistakes. Like you might get something funny. We can probably get it. All right, we can get it another shot. So you really have to be comfortable and have trust within the director and everybody on set for the really improv to work. So it's all a reflection of Glenn.
Yeah, we kind of just improv and stuff like that. And like I said, I know these guys for a long time, so I just like, yo, this is the character. I'll see you next Saturday. Have something ready. You got a whole week to kind of come up with something, and then we just say action, and we just go, and then we build. And Jimmy would throw something, I would throw something at the actors, Kyle would throw something at the actors, the crew, and then I have all this footage to edit from. So some of the stuff is improv, some of the stuff is in the script. So you can't really tell when you see the movie which is improv, which is in the script, which is good because they're just really good actors and performers.
Don't forget Kiss the Ring News.
And the reason why we work so well together, if that montage video that you saw at the end, the tribute video where he's in the white face, we played white news anchors years ago, and that was in the script of the movie. I was like, yo, I got this idea, we're gonna play white news anchors, I got the makeup, I'll see you on set next week, we'll come up with the idea and the characters when we get there, and we did it. And we're doing the makeup like, all right, say like this, say like that, and then when the camera rolled, we had it. So,
Did you remember the song?
No.
Rolling down the street, drinking caviar, sipping on Kini.
I don't remember.
Cadillac.
Because
Can
he
you
made
bring
that
them
up.
back? And I'd watch the news.
It's with Traffic Cops on YouTube. It's an old buddy cop movie that we did.
The whole full thing.
Before that.
Retired.
Yeah, it's retired. We've been doing that for a while. But yeah, everything's improv. We all know each other for like 10 to 15 years. I know their skill level and stuff. I know what they can do. I'm like, yo, you got this. This is a character. I'll see you next month, and we start shooting.
Well, consider really reporting the news because I would love to get my news from you guys. That would be really
that'd
funny.
be fun. We try that character.
In character.
Yeah. Street FM.
So when's the next time we can see Stole Buddies?
We gotta do episode 5, so we take a break. Right now we're doing the film festival route right now. We just been nominated for Best Comedy Short for NYLIF, the New York Long Island Film Festival. So, Beth is nominated for Best Comedy Actress.
Yep.
I'm nominated for, congrats to her. I'm nominated for 2 awards, Best Director and Best Comedy Actor. So we'll see. That's October 18th, so we'll see what happens. So
October 18th.
We'll do a bunch of film festivals, and then after that, we'll release it. But we'll shoot episode 5 first. So me and Jimmy and Brandon, we're bouncing ideas on how we're gonna do episode 5. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But we will get it done.
And how did the theme song come about for Stole Buddies?
Beth. So I called Beth and I said, look, one of my favorite TV shows is Perfect Strangers, and they had like the theme song for the 80s. I'm like, I need something for this because when the movie starts, the audience needs to know immediately what this movie's about. So I said, we need a corny theme song. I said, only thing I need is Store Buddies. You need your Store Buddy. I said, come up with the rest of the lines, and then she did that. So I'll give it to her. And she wrote it, and she performed it, and then she sent me the first draft. I was like, nah, it's not it. And then the next day, she sent me that song that's up there now. So yeah, she wrote it and produced it and stuff like that.
Thank you.
And then one day we will sing it, but no, it won't be tonight.
You knew that was coming.
Yeah, I knew it was
I'm like,
coming.
come on,
I was like,
come on. All right, so Glenn, Jimmy, Brandon, your next project together. Ooh,
What's that?
hold up.
What's that?
Plot twist.
So that's the song she sent me. That's the beat.
Sometimes when you least expect it, you find someone kind of special next to you. Out of the blue.
It changed a little bit, but.
So as you get, it changed a little bit. So she sang to me in the car, and I was like, yeah, that's all right, but that's not it. And then she's a musician. She sings, she writes. So I was like, I need something better than that. And then she came with that, and that's what works. So she's good. She's good. She got talent.
I got the lead singer from one of my bands.
Yeah.
And I got him to sing it, and because I felt it needed a guy's voice.
We need a guy. So I need a little choir sound in the background. But they did good. And they came back with that, and I was happy with it.
Has a nice wholesome feel to it, that
Yeah,
song.
that corny, 80s song.
Hey, y'all don't realize Glenn is an 80s baby. Glenn is stuck in the 80s, y'all. If y'all look at Glenn's Facebook, look at the movies, the virtual, like his whole style is 80s. So this is on purpose. It's not an accident. He's a student of the game, though. So just disrespect it.
So thank you. Yeah, everything's 80s. If you watch my comedies, it's 90s expired. Expired, but inspired.
Not yet.
Thank you. And 90s and 80s comedy and stuff like that. Chappelle and the Wayans brothers and Eddie Murphy. So Adam Sandler. So you kind of see that a little bit in the movies. So yeah.
I can see that. So Glenn, Jimmy, Brandon, your next project together is Pull Out, coming out hopefully by next Christmas.
Yeah.
Now, could you tell us a little about that, Brandon?
Well, yeah, Brandon, was your idea to pitch it to me.
We planned this yesterday. For some reason, we zeroed in on you yesterday.
So basically, it came about because I just had a kid. So I have a 4-year-old. So I'm a new dad still. And I remember calling Glenn one night, and I'm like, Glenn, like how funny it would be, you're giving birth, and then all of a sudden you realize you got another kid being born up like 3 floors up. And he says, you know what? Let's do something with that. 2 months later, we're just sitting there intense writing, and eventually it just came out. Like I said, it put 3 good minds together. Me, Glenn, Jimmy, and then just the amazing cast. And it came out to be a very fun experience, full of memories. And again, I go into everything thinking, what stupid thing is Glenn going to make me do today? So, Glenn, you want to iterate? This is one of the ones that was actually kind of soft on me. So.
Really? Yeah. Not my role. And I got to do it again. Glenn really makes you do crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's called Pull Out. It's a romantic Christmas comedy. It's about a guy that finds out that he got his mistress and wife pregnant at the same time. And we all find out this Christmas dinner, and we have to kind of keep things on the low, and secrets start spilling out about other people. And this is a really funny comedy. We shot it last year. It wasn't supposed to be a Christmas movie, but the production got getting pushed back. I'm like, you know what? It's Christmas time. Let's just make it a Christmas movie, and that's what we did. Beth got us the house, the location, to shoot it, so we went upstate to shoot it.
Insurance office.
Yes, that's our insurance office, and then we went up there and we got it. I think it was up there for 2 or 3 days. We shot it, and then we shot the rest of the movie at a different location. So it's looking good. Me and Jimmy are editing the movie and stuff like that. Jimmy's also a colorist for Store Buddy, so he put the color together. So right now he's putting the color together for Pull Out. But we have to do one scene over again, because no, this is good, but it's not as funny as we wanted it to be. So let's shoot it again. So no, that's why I got the beard back, because we have to.
That's what Glenn says when he wants you to redo something crazy. He just keeps like, we gotta
reshoot
it.
We gotta do it. So,
it's really just a plan to make people do crazy stuff.
But that's the next comedy, and I think Brandon and Jimmy, we sat down and wrote it. I think how many drafts we wrote and stuff like that. I think even in production, some things got changed on the last minute, day before filming. We had to write. Jimmy actually wrote a whole new scene that night and gave it to us, and that scene really saved us from not losing a location, stuff like that. So shout out to Jimmy Kelly, our producer, because he came through. So he came through. So
Who's
pull out
gonna
next
field
year.
our next question? Jimmy Kelly, producer, cinematographer, and color editor for both Supply and Demand and Stall Buddies. What was it like wearing 3 hats on both productions? What was your favorite or least favorite part?
I mean, so the reason why Glenn and I, and of course Brandon and the rest of the crew work together really well, but I'll go with Glenn specifically because he was the director in this one, for Stall Buddies and Pull Out. The reason why we work together so well is because we don't mind getting our hands dirty. There's a lot of people, everybody's seen this, where you go on a set and like a director will only go from where they came from to crafty to their director's chair, and then that's it. But Glenn and I, we don't do that. We you know, if sound needs a hand, you know, we're holding boom and directing, you know, if whatever we got to do. So for me, I don't really, in this particular instances, I don't really look at it as me doing 3 separate jobs. I look at it as we're a team and we just have to get things done. And, you know, I appreciate the fact that Glenn can trust me with, you know, the coloring and the shooting, and I trust him to tell the actors what they need to do and get the performances that are needed for what he wants to show. And, you know, Glenn has actually helped me with a couple of other projects myself. So the thing is that we know as the auteurs of it, you know, Stall Buddies, the auteur is definitely Glenn. Our job is to supplement and to just make sure that the director gets what they need. And the fact that we understand that respect, we can trust each other to do different things, whether it be, you know, there were definitely a couple times on the shoots where you just literally gave me the camera. Like, I think, what is it, that moving shot? Yeah. I mean, that's a tight space, and, you know, Glenn just trusts me. He goes, hey, what do you think you can do? And I said, hey, I think I can move this way, this way, and this way. He goes, all right, let's do it. You know, and then when it came to Pull Out, you know, like, when it came to certain scenes, you know, like, I had to talk with him, and then, you know, I mean, he's the director, and he trusted me to write a scene, you know, and Brandon, same thing on that production, you know, producing it was your idea, the fact that, you know, so it's all about understanding that the project itself is more important, and it's our job to make sure that the auteur gets what he needs, and in turn, he trusts us to do our job. So for me, you know, all the jobs are one thing to me. I'm Jimmy Kelly, and I worked on Stall Buddies. That's it, you know, and that's how I look at it. And you know, it's a blast working with him. So.
And I think to add on to that about Pull Out, it's not a boring concept. It was a very fun experience. It was never a boring set. You know, you hear these horror stories about these movies that are great, but then you hear these things going on behind the scenes. You know, every set that I've stepped on with Glenn and Ryan, Sharon, Beth, Ike, you know what I'm saying? It was always a fun experience. And again, like they iterated it, we're a film family. You know, we don't get into anything. It's just nothing but laughs. I mean, even as Beth said before, Office Madness, you know, most of our locations were upstate. So, you know, it's a 2-hour drive, and even those drives were fun. You know, it just made everything easier. You know, it was like we're there to act on set, but it was how we were acting off set that made everything so much better. You know, the laughs, the life experiences, the things I found out about my brothers. That's what made this the best, and my sister, of course, too. Let's not forget that. That made it one of the best experiences in life. So again, I think not just Glenn, not just Sharon, not just you, not just my family, not just my friends, not just my film family's family and friends. I thank everybody here for making these dreams possible for all of us on stage right now. So thank you all.
And Glenn is a director we can trust. But I have one more question for Jenna DiCostanzo, who plays Mary, the assistant to Ms. Jenna Campbell. We never heard a word from you. So can you tell us how the filming process was? Was your least favorite, most favorite, or just anything you just want to share with us?
Yeah, well, this was my first time acting, actually, so, meeting everyone here, though, everyone here is so sweet, and, like, especially Glenn, like, it was such a welcoming environment. Like, I feel like going into it can be really nerve-wracking, but everyone here was so sweet. It's so sweet, especially Beth. Like, she would, like, help me, like, how to read, like, certain lines and things like that. So, yeah, it was a really fun experience overall.
Any questions from the audience or comments?
Yes.
Proud of y'all. Keep up the good work, y'all.
Nice, thank you. Anyone else?
Hey, Mom.
You're welcome to come up here if you want. Give you a proper microphone. Give a proper speech. I have to pee, so I mean, if you want to take over. I've been like panicking the whole time I've been up here. It's great.
I just wanted to
There
say
we go.
that, and I speak for my husband also. I remember when Glenn was in high school, and he was in acting school, and I think it was drama, wasn't it? And his teacher told him he would never be an actor. And when he came home and told me that, I mean, I was very upset. And my husband, I spoke to him and said it would not happen. But his teacher, his high school teacher, told him he would never act ever in life.
It's crazy.
That he didn't have talent, that he wouldn't be able to write, he wouldn't be able to stand before people.
Where's that teacher at?
Exactly.
But I just had to say that. And we as educators, we as people that are mentors, we have to be careful what we tell children. If you don't have a heart for children, if you don't have a vision for children, don't teach children. That's the worst thing you can do to a child. The child has a dream, you let them know they can do it. You encourage them, and you make the environment a safe environment that they can flourish. You understand? So I just wanted to share that as a mom, as my husband. I don't know if my husband wanted to say anything.
From the OG creators.
And you know, I want to thank my sister. Can you stand? My sister and my niece, and the godmother Vonda, and also my wonderful sister. Please stand. Believe. My sister came all the way from Washington, Maryland.
Wow.
And my niece. And Vonda from Elmont, and also my dear sister Malik from Long Island. So here's the mic for my husband. And thank you all for coming.
Well, thank you so very much, everyone, for coming and being part of this. I remember Glenn's first movie. Yeah. He got, it was a camera that his uncle, Bobby, had, and he told him and said, "Oh, I want to give this to you." And I said, "You make sure you get that camera before this man leaves." And he gave him the camera. And Jonathan, 2, 3? No, John was like 8. And they came up with this movie, and we had a china cabinet, and in the china cabinet, they were Jonathan is the middle child. He was breaking into it, and he had a ski mask on and everything, and he was breaking in, and we had to have something where the police would come. So we had a fire truck. I think it was a fire truck, little toy fire truck. You turn the thing, and it sounded like the siren. So that was the siren. So he had to cut, stop, change. All right, get this, and I'm the camera guy, and I said, "What you want?" He said, "Well, go ahead." And he was a small kid, so the thing about it is when we take the time to invest in our children, whatever the dream might be, whatever your dream might be, but we have to take the time to invest in them because we never know where it's going to go. And again, like I said, that was his first movie, and we do have it
on home video, and
Greeting party.
maybe one day when he does pull out or something like that, you throw it in at the end to show them. It's real short. It's real short, but it's it was the beginning. Next thing, let you know, it's going to cost you. Let me tell you why. One day, twice this happened, and this is before the cell phones and all this, and I got the phone bill. And I looked at the phone bill, it was like $800 some odd. And I'm trying to figure out why is my phone bill $800 some odd. Made an inquiry. This young man decided he's going to Hollywood. So he was calling Hollywood. He was trying to get a gig.
No.
When he was a kid in Hollywood. And this is the time when if you called, you paid by the minute or whatever it was. And so I didn't say nothing to my wife. I didn't say nothing. No, I waited until they were full grown. They could run out the house before I told them.
Wow.
And they waived it. Then I got another phone bill. It was $700 some odd.
Oh my God.
I had to pay it. And I'm still waiting for my money.
Notice the theme, common theme.
Y'all ain't getting nothing because he owed me $700. But he did this as a kid. But it just shows you it was in him. It was just in him. That's what he thought to do as a kid. That's what he dreamed to do as a kid. That's what he colored in his book and all this kind of stuff that was always there. So even today we hear him looping on the computer this theme or whatever it is he's working on, and you hear it all day long. But it just shows you the dedication that he has towards this project, and we just thank the Lord for allowing us to see the vision come out of him. And we thank the Lord that God would allow us to see the vision that come out of other two sons in their lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Pop. All right, so we're gonna wrap.